What's going on, guys? So, welcome to episode 97. What's up, Nate? What's up, Peter? Joseph? Dano? Bad for you? What's going on? So, yeah, episode 97. That's wild. That is wild. I have to do something for the 100th episode. Figure out something. But, yeah. Started out like I always do. I want to shout out the people that are helping keep the channel alive. And just a heads up, well, I'll tell you after. So all my content goes on, like all my edited content goes on my memberships. There is a video that's going to upload for you guys tomorrow. What's up, Brad? It's going to upload for you guys tomorrow, just on regular YouTube. That was, wow, it was such a headache. At this job, I actually ended up having to use that green scissor lift that you see, the little pull behind. Well, it's not a scissor lift, but little man lift, the basket that you've seen in some videos. I had to use it on that. I ended up losing all the footage from it, except for the, like, part of the falling and a few other, like, Instagram clips that I stole. So I ended up, the lift unleveled itself, all the sensors went off, it locked up, and I was over the highway, and I actually had to rappel down into the highway and had to, like, swing past, like, as I was lowering down, I was directly over the comm lines, the electric, the phone, so I had to, like, swing and then drop past the wires into the traffic and then get off and then go trick the machine, because I have some experience with those machines somewhat, but my experience comes with bill jacks. So I know how to bypass a lot of the sensors and kind of trick the machine at times, especially when it comes to the balancing system. So yeah, I think that's what ended up happening. I feel like they just, I think it's just a junk machine, really, if you want to know the truth. But shout out to these people. That video will be up tomorrow at like 7. It should be going up. So these people are in the memberships. These are our deputies. In the trees, William Moxie, Low Impact Forestry and Tree, Ground Pounder, J306, Super Shay, 5 Chris 5, James R, Buck Sauce, Buckwheat, Guilty of Treason, Veterans Tree Service, Birchleaf, DJ Leslie, and Dan O Tree Works. So shout out to those people. I appreciate you guys. You guys are definitely keeping me going here, and I appreciate that big time. What's going on? Is that Jimmy? It's so hard to read. I'm having trouble reading it. I'm going to start calling you italicized. because you're the only one that's got a name like that. But yeah, shout out to these people. Another thing is I'm doing something a little different. Oh shoot. Hey, give me 2 seconds. I am so sorry. My food is in the oven and I don't want it to I forgot. I'll be right back. I just gotta run in and take it out of the oven. Shit. Alright. Yeah, we were getting, if I'd have forgot a few more minutes, we'd have started getting crispy and a little towards the unedible. And a guy like me, I can't be missing any damn meals. Alright? So, work with me here a little bit. What up, Ground Panda? It's Jimmy. Okay, I thought, I was trying my best to read it there, but it was a little tricky. So, I think I put up a members video the other day. Maybe it's yesterday. Day before. Like a voiceover video is what's going to be uploaded tomorrow morning. And I have a new series that I am going to be doing on the memberships. This will be detailed, specific investigations where I will bring you along through the whole thing. A lot more visuals. It'll be kind of along the lines what I want this to be long term. With more visuals. That way I can keep you along for the story, and it will be focused on one thing. So just a heads up, it is an investigation on our friend Buckin' Billy Ray and this boot thing he's got going on. So I feel like I've just caught him on a full-fledged grift here, and we will get very detailed and go through the whole thing, and I will show you the shady behavior that is going on from someone who pretends to be holier than thou. So, yeah, he does. He loves his boots, and he loves it if you buy the boots, like, and he makes money. He loves money. He loves money. We're talking about like a guy that's probably a millionaire that cosplays as just a simple, poor country boy. I don't buy it. So, nail down is superior. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, we're getting into it. I was going to make it a little simpler, but I want to go more detailed. So, and that will be coming up very soon. I'm going to push that ahead of stuff. But I'm going to show you time periods, and I'm not going to put any words in nobody's mouth. I'm going to show you him. So you can't say I'm playing this hater card when I am strictly picking from your content and showing the absolute hypocrisies and narcissistic like situations that the dude seems to put himself into. So, and plus Jesus Christ, I hate, I don't know, I see some wild stuff. Let's just say that. It'll be fun. I can't wait to really get into that and start editing that thing. So, I was watching Billy Ray's son. Yeah, I was too. Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that here today. Or here in just a little bit. Yeah, I seen it too. Dude, my phone didn't notify me. I got a notification after you were done. And I think I was probably watching Ben with because the video with Hogan. So yeah, I was actually watching what Jimmy's talking about, probably when you were doing the live feed. So many power saws. He has chainsaw museum in his house. Yes, he does, Brad. It's pretty wild, isn't it? Pooped and for a minute too. Getting a fire going. The kids and I. Oh, sweet. Watch the live VHS. Enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll watch it afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing, Ground Pounder. I was slaying trees. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, me too. Me too. So, I'm not a huge fan of the Huss stream, but the Huss Ripsaw are big. Oh, yeah, well, I'm not that big of a fan of the Ripsaw thing, but teach their own. I showed up, GG. It's nice. I showed up. I watched Hogan also. Watched him cut off the top. Yeah, it was pretty sick. I enjoy being able to see Hogan still do work. So new series of videos, full breakdown investigations. The boot case will be coming up on memberships. Just a heads up. Also, I believe the expo is maybe next weekend. I think. I don't really know. Like, it's coming up. I know that it's coming up because Buck and Billy Ray keeps talking about how he's going. So I think we're basically going to be best friends and hang out. And I'm going to get my money for the sheriff handle when we meet up. But okay. All right. So yeah, Expo coming up, and new series. I think my thing that I'm gonna state and make a topic before we start here is gonna be don't be the guy that just jumps on the new fads because you've seen another guy do it. That's just it's cool to like learn, but some of these guys, like one knucklehead does something and everyone does it because they're like, well, this guy did it and he's got a lot of subscribers. And I'm just like, I'm not going to be embarrassed like that. You put this shit on YouTube and like it's up here forever. I'm not getting embarrassed because I jumped on some new silly fad and later on I end up looking like a complete doofus. So let's start. The first channel. Get to TCI. I'd love to meet all you guys. Yeah, that'd be awesome, BR. I wish you would. What up, Endless Mountain? Be specific. About what? Oh, I will. I will. We'll get into it. You don't step on the lead. Like, come on now. You can tell you're just a deputy. And I feel like you may have bought that position. You think Ripsaws are worth I do not. I do not. And I think it's a fad. It's a fad. And that's not even the one that I'm talking about. The one that I'm actually talking about is synthetic cabling. Everyone that just swore by, like, and there's videos. I'm sure Tim is one. I'm sure I've seen multiple other ones where everybody swore by this synthetic cabling, and then they start to realize, and they go back. And now we're back to using the wire. You can get the wire where it's coated in plastics and stuff. Like, I don't know. I did not buy the synthetic cabling thing. I don't like the way that it is terminated and placed onto the tree, I just don't think it's good. I think it's 10 times easier, and it was something new, so everybody jumped onto it. And they're like, all I gotta do is take this little pokey thing and poke it, and like weave it in, and look, I'm a cabler. Not really, but yours did not work just fine. That fucking tree cracked. You cabled it, then it cracked. That doesn't mean that means it didn't work. Right? Come on. You put a cable in it, and then the tree cracked. And then you had to go put another cable into it and a bolt. Well, bolts. But, all right, we'll get to it as we get, because a couple different people use the synthetic stuff. I don't like the, like, rubbing on the tree either. The bat, like, where you go around it and girth all the way around. Drilling through is so much better in my opinion, and it heals over. It long term, it is way less damage to the tree than having something that is continuously rubbing the outer layer of the bark, cutting into the cambium, depending on if it's actually stretching and starting to get a little heavy. So they paid $1,200 for me to brace and cable that tree. Dude, they should. It was worth that. Dynamic cable doesn't prevent cracks. It prevents it from falling on the house. Are you serious, dude? What are you... I'm not playing semantics right here now. Come on. The reason for cabling is to prevent the tree from cracking and breaking. Right? I don't care where it falls. If it's the house, the backyard, on your kid while they're playing in the backyard, like, it's to prevent it from falling and breaking apart, having a catastrophic failure. So you end up adding bracing because you see a union that's not correct. Like, that's just facts. Like, it is. Opposite direction legs depends. Cable cranks and pulled together. Waste of time and zero to cable tree. Wasting money to cable. I've had my cabling save houses though. Like Tim's saying, you don't want it to crack and break the house. Like, I mean, yeah. Or take out an electric line, or, you know, it does work. But, I mean, I just don't like, the old style cabling was wrap it around, and it used to cut into the tree. People use little chunks of, I've had to replace ones that have little chunks of 2x4 around it. I've replaced them where they've ran them through garden hose, but they still all cut heavily into the tree. The same as it grows around your pins, it cuts heavy into the tree, especially if that tree needs it and it has a lot of movement. So, power line can get put back up. Facts. No, I mean, I never said that, but you do it to prevent and put things into your favor, like, right? I mean, it's either, I mean, you can put a cable in too, and if it's not put in correct, it does nothing. Like, that's just the facts. Like, if there's a bad union here, but I cable this limb and this limb, and this union breaks, it's not because my cable wasn't good, or I didn't put it in right. It's because maybe I didn't cable the part that ended up breaking. Like, it's a guessing game. You're sitting there with your education, and you're walking up to it in your experience, and you're saying, I would cable from here to here. My worries are this, this, and this. So then you put the cable in as a backup plan, basically. You don't want the tree to ever fail, but if it was to fail, I have these points that may help. mean, at least I'd say 30 times a year. 30 times a year you cable? Is a precaution. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay. Okay. I mean, why did you cable it with regular cable this time? You went with regular cabling this time and drilled. Was that only because you knew you had to drill the bolts? So you're like, I have to do the drilling, so I'm going to do it this way? Or you didn't have the other cabling stuff, or because it was broke? The other cabling was broke? Did you just not have any of the synthetic stuff you would have want with synthetic, but you didn't have it? Or yeah, I know. But you put synthetic in it the first time. Am I speaking a fucking foreign language here? I feel like I am. You used synthetic the first time. Then you came back and put a second cable, but it was a metal wire cable. Well, why? That's all I asked. Better than putting a band-aid? When the tree person agrees, they admit there was a problem. 100%. You want to be 100% for sure it doesn't break and hit your house? Take it out. Take it out. 100%. No, a cable's not a 100% guarantee ever. But like, some people are so particular and like love their certain trees so much they just refuse to give it up sometimes when it probably should be taken out. What is it, 30 a year guarantee? That's awesome. But you probably get pretty good at doing it then. Yeah, that's awesome, BR. Damn, you do a lot of. I don't do near that many. I'd say, for me, I would say maybe, I don't know, four or five a year. That's about it. I don't do a lot of it. I would say most of the time I kind of lean towards the if we're trying to cable, we probably should remove. Who's saying whatever too? I love it so much they neglect the shit out of it. Yeah. I agree, Brandon. And I hate Brandon. I hate being on his team. No, I'm just kidding. And I agree. I mean, it. I've done some cabling. I've done this so I did bad cabling, like where you go around it and you try to use the wood, and it caused like crazy bending into the tree. After a while, it started to develop like a dog leg there because of the bracing wasn't allowing it to cut in because it was so wide with those chunks of wood that it started to do like a dog leg. So yeah, I mean that's up to that homeowner. They own the tree, so like maybe they want all that canopy. They don't want they don't want a weight reduction. You know, sometimes with my stuff, it'll be a random like tornado that comes through. The tree would have never cracked, but a random tornado came through and now it's cracked. So every situation's different. So yeah, see, they didn't want to trim. Yeah, some people like it the way it is, and they're like, can you do anything to stop that from getting any worse? And you're like, yeah, I can try. That's what you want. How many Bitcoins do you have? A lot. A lot. Oh, look, it's on my house with cable in it. Yeah, maybe. Dano. I'm very good at it, but I do not like cabling at all. It's boring process. Very, 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 very boring. I have a video that's coming up where I do a small one, and it's like a larger Japanese maple, but it's like a full-size ornamental tree. It's not the little dwarf ones. And that's what that's what he wanted. There was one, it was a lot of our trees, we have what they call that low-lying V syndrome. We have a lot of maple and stuff like that, and they get the little short, fat trunks, and then they fork out. Same way with some of our ornamentals, and the guy, I don't think I would have bought that tree if I had a choice, because it had a very little trunk and then a main union right from the get-go, which makes a real weak point. You were starting to see the included bark and all kinds of stuff, so I ended up doing a full crown reduction on that, which are tough. So it's like, oh my God. Jesus. Dude, it's so loud, too. It scared the piss out of me right there. Like, yeah, I'm glad the video's from the waist up. So, that's called my air compressor. So, it likes to embarrass me at times. He said, TPI, bro. Alright, so first channel, Game of Trees. So this one was a wild one. He put out a video called One of My Worst Mistakes. So I think this is the third video of this removal. He showed multiple videos on it. This one, I think it had some crazy thumbnail that said like, this wants to rip my face off or chop my head off, or it said something crazy. So in the first part or the second part, one of those, he ends up like hitting the fence. I think maybe he in both, but he ends up having a few different mistakes on this tree. I didn't go back and watch part 1 and 2 again, but I just remember him talking about it before, like during the video. But this old kook needs to, like, he just thinks he's way better than he actually is anymore. He's I don't know. I feel like he's like constantly in this weird competition with every other climber. The way he will bring them up in random conversation. I promise you. I'm not thinking about like you guys and your videos and stuff when I'm not doing this. This is I put my attention into this, but like you'll notice those guys that are always like, yeah, I mean I do it this way. I see a lot of guys on the internet that like to blah 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 blah, and that's their way of being like my way's better. But he's just too old to be the man anymore that he thinks he is. He makes like goofy decisions. Like he had this tree was not a small tree. It's over the primary wires. He had two leads that were going out, rigging points over here, and there's a fork, and he's out on the stem here. He wanted to lift this whole piece up over the top of the other one and rig it out. Why, I have no clue. It made absolutely no sense why he wanted to take this one and lift it over the top of this one when he was almost to the point of being parallel to his rigging point. Some guys depend on that GRCS way too much. Like, way too much. You never, dude, never. You can't be on the Murph's level? Come on, dude. Everyone knows that. I gotta call the Murph out, too. I'm gonna get to him. But, yeah, he's a knucklehead. So, during him trying to lift this limb, instead of going out here, okay, putting a redirect onto this one, his rigging rope, he went over the top of it, or just go under it. It made no sense. I watched it multiple times, and I don't get in what world he thought he was going to be able to lift that limb over the top of the other one and successfully get it over there. It was a dumb decision. I'll send you some garden hose. So, in the process of him trying to do that, he about smashes himself. I could probably show you real quick what I mean. Okay, so yeah, he's got himself way out on a limb. The stem kind of goes up, and he's got rigging out here, and he's way out here on these two limbs, okay? Or let's bring it in some. So his rigging's like right here. His rope's coming over. And let's pretend like these two limbs are basically parallel to each other. They're side by side. So he wants to lift this one over the top of this one and then swing it in. I don't understand what this dude was thinking. Gravity doesn't work that way, Bubba. And it's got to be for the sake of content, because after he about screws up royally, it goes up, gravity instantly breaks it. Like, that's just the way things work. It breaks. So now, instead of taking his rope under this one and hooking it up, so it could have swung under, he put it over the top of it. So now, the rigging rope comes over, it's on that one, and now it's on this one, and the piece has changed, and now it's way worse. The original spot. So now it's like this. And it's pressing hard on this top limb, mashing down on it, and he's here. So the concern now is if this breaks off, The rope slides down and wipes him out. I don't understand it. I really, really, really. Real true guys bend gravity? Yeah, maybe. I wish I could. I tried one time, and I ended up learning how to, like, having to learn how to walk again when I tried. So when you guys get the whole bending gravity thing figured out, let me know. I need to know. I missed that part, but I wish. Yeah, I don't really understand it. He could have went over to this one, slapped a redirect, and rigged it down. There was some wires over here, but after the branch would swing back some, he could have used that like almost returning floating redirect that I showed you last week. He could have used, what's up, Zachary? He could have used that and got it to swing back part way because he was worried about the wires that was here. That was his big concern. But he rigged way, actually he wasn't hooked up here either. He was hooked up like way out on the tip. But when he finally releases it, he gets so lucky. This comes ripping down this, and he had left a little stub right here, and it stops there. He gets very lucky, and instead of acknowledging that he got lucky, he pretends like he left that stub there to save himself. And I'm like, this guy is insufferable. Like, come on, man. You don't make mistakes. And then he's like, well, this is good content. And instead of just acknowledging what he did wrong and being like, I make mistakes, he had to go into if you hear any of these arborists out there that pretend like they didn't, we're not talking about all the other arborists in the world and tree guys in the world and the trolls that are in the comments aren't in the tree. They're not making a video about what they're doing. They're not spending every waking second trying to teach and show their knowledge. You are. You're that guy right now. You made the big mistake, and you look like the knucklehead. But instead of talking about you and acknowledging what you did, it's instantly into, well, other guys do this too, and they all, anyone that says that this has never happened to them, you're deflecting, man. You're just deflecting. It's hard to watch the guy. He's having fun. Yes. Low impact. Yes. He is very, very tough to watch. It's very difficult for me to watch it. So he makes bonehead decisions. And also he sounds like he's about to stroke out with his breathing. He must have the camera on his, directly under his mouth, or what the fuck is this? It's very distracting. Very, stop breathing so hard. I don't like it. Okay? I'm about to ticket him for breathing too hard. When he's on his own, he goes to these jobs by himself and he's like, I'm a contract climber. You're 60. You're 60. You're 60. That's what you are. You're not a contract climber. Stop trying to be Jacob Rogers all the time. I feel like that's what it is. If he could skin Jacob and wear him, he would. He's always talking about his red beard, ported, blah, blah, blah. Dude, get out of here with that shit. I commented on his short game. We're not having fun. He liked it. I think he may have a sense of humor at times. Until you involve knowledge when it comes to tree work. And then he's just this piece of paper where someone told him he's a bored, which means he's boring. Bored master certified arborist, certified master arborist, whatever. He's got to be the worst person to work with. The worst. I watched a few of his videos, and I think that, like, yeah, he's got to be rough to work with. But when he's on his own like this, and he's going out and he's contract climbing, it's a complete shit show at times. So his ground guy on this job doesn't even do tree work, I don't think. He's a bushcraft pilot. And multiple times during this video, that dude is the voice of reason, and that dude is the one that seems like he has a brain. And tells him, like, hey, don't you think we should do this? Don't you think we should do this? Kevin just seems so distracted with recording himself that I don't want to say it. He's way too distracted with trying to be an influencer instead of just doing the job right. Like, it's very, very, very hard to watch. So the bushcraft pilot, I feel like, saved him multiple times in the video, from what I was seeing. So, he's always trying to take on these bigger projects off on his own, when he seems to work good with his company when he delegates some stuff. But, like, I don't know, it's all about the content with him. All about the content. Even his big mistakes here where he looked like a complete doofus, he was like, it's going to be good content. People are going to like it. The trees also has the trees also was on your live, listening to you lie about your crazy spread out trees. I don't know who you're talking to, Brandon. You do telephone poles. You're crazy. You're crazy. But okay, so I just feel like the dude should hold off taking these big projects off on his own. I don't want to see anything happen to him. So the groundie saved him multiple times from making stupid mistakes. Kevin's way too busy showing his stupid lanyard, his gyro lanyard. I'm so sick of seeing people, like, everyone keeps doing this thing where they use a double-ended lanyard, and they act like they just invented something new or special. Like it's the next thing to climbing. It's not. Listen, when you're explaining and showing the same trick Buck and Billy Ray shows in every climbing video he ever does, you're not doing anything special. Okay? I think if Kevin could chill with his trying to rig big stuff for the sake of his content, he could use simple redirects. But like I said last week, don't be a victim of your predetermined decisions. Like, how many times have you just like thought you're gonna do something, but when you get up in the tree, it's 100% different. You end up changing your plan completely. So he sets a rigging point and then just like has to do it. And like, he's very weird. He's very, very weird. Yeah, he's always focused on doing big picks. Dude, I'm fucking cold. I need a jacket. Hang on, I got one right here. So yeah, he's always worried about doing big picks. And they're not picks, you knucklehead. Dude, you're using a GRCS. That's a damn bollard. It's not a pick. But he wants to, I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like it. Some of us need to work. I've been in the trees, man. So he's he gets super lucky, and then he pretends like he meant to do it. I don't want to see the dude get hurt. You can hear it in his voice when he does something wrong. You can hear the embarrassment in his voice. Like I can picture his face at that point. His tone changes. It becomes very like giggly. But I just don't. It aggravates the piss out of me. I don't like it. I just don't like it. He makes repeated bad decisions in this video. I have that wrote down so many times. But he gets away with it. Most of the time, and then he'll completely lie and like act like I said, that little stub that saved him. He left that there because maybe this would happen. So you planned on completely failing at what your plan was? No, I'm not ready for cold. I hate the cold. It sucks. Yeah, this guy just needs to chill the fuck out. He just needs to chill out. Stop worrying about telling us how much fun you're having at work. Stop showing me your new Milwaukee tool that you got out of your wife's purse. I don't care about it. He sucks. Like in this video, he sucked. But I feel like even though he sucked, like he must have a horseshoe shoved up his ass. That's how lucky he gets at times. He was not good at making decisions in this video, but he got away with it so many times. And it's like, I would like to see him have consequences for those stupid mistakes, but the consequences that are available are all bad, so I don't. Stop showing stupid stuff. Like, he's always trying to show something that's so piddly and stupid. So stupid. Like, how he'll hook, I don't know. I just can't. When you spend every waking second trying to show what you're doing and teach, you end up becoming crazy repetitive because you have certain things that you repeatedly do. So that's why his gyro, whatever lanyard annoys the hell out of me. I hate his lanyard. And he tries to find a way to word it in a complicated fashion so he sounds smart. It's cringy as hell. I don't want to see the dude actually get hurt. So I wish he would chill out. At one point, he smacks his hand. Okay, he rigs the top out. It hits his hand. He's got kitten mittens on, which is embarrassing. It's embarrassing because it's like all nice and hot where he's at. Weather looks all sunny. Hits his hand. And this is first ticket for just being a complete lame. He says, I can't wait to get home tonight to try to use some tuning forks to do some harmonic healing to his hand. Oh my God. Maybe because of the horseshoe that's up his ass, maybe if he makes the tongue, it'll tingle or something. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't like any of this. I'm embarrassed for him. Do you guys use tuning forks? I use a fork to eat. I don't even know what the fork we're talking about right now. But he's talking about he's going to go home and use a tuning fork to heal his hand. I don't like that. I don't like that. The whole time he's like panting and moaning hard. He uses a chick saw. And he uses a woman's climbing device. He's got that pink or purple, whatever it is, akimbo that they made for girls. Yeah. So he, just as I'm watching him, he makes tree climbing look so difficult. He makes it look so difficult. Um, he should just stay on the ground and diagnose oak wilt. I've made the decision. He should stay on the ground and diagnose oak wilt. That's what he should do. Maybe if he'd acknowledge the silly mistakes and stuff and have, like, be a bit self-deprecating, like, acknowledge that you're not perfect instead of passing the buck anytime that you make a mistake and involving or bringing up someone else and what they did. It's so narcissistic. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's cringy to watch. Maybe I'd think different if he would acknowledge some of that stuff. But instead he acts like, I meant to do that, and tries to change the subject real quick. I just have wrote down, give it up, Grandpa, you suck. Maybe that's mean. Maybe that's aggressive. But it's facts. In this video, you sucked. You made a bunch of stupid decisions for no reason other than the sake of content. And you got away with it. So chill out before you get hurt. Facts. I can't see anything with the sweet green. Yeah, it's sick, ain't it? That's facts. I gotta take care of my guys. I got my GP shit back there too. Next channel, Bert's Custom Cuts. So Bert put out a couple videos. Go check his channel out. Just a good dude, hardworking guy. I think like all of his tree work stuff and his wood stuff that he does is like a secondary job. The dude's just hardworking, good old boy, from what I can see. But he put out a quarter cord closer to building a new bin, and then he put out a taller bin trial. So check out Bert. He's the man. I don't know how the hell I got back to Game of Trees again. Jesus, I can't. I'm not doing him again. I'll come back to that one. I can't talk about that guy no more. I'm exhausted. Peach balls? I don't know. No. Like a light brown. Cake balls? Whoa. I want to check to eat this whole... Dude, that's John. That's what I made a pizza pie inside. A real thick, deep dish pizza. I made the dough, rolled the dough out. I did all the good stuff. And I was rushing to get it in the oven before the live feed while I was watching videos. And so, drinking some C4. You're a wild man, Daniel. You're a wild man. Cake pops. Oh my god. Okay, so Guilty of Treason put out a video. What a mess. Huge down-only tree job. Nope. That's not how you make a title. That's like two titles. It's close to being right, but it's not right. So fix that. In this video, the editor was actually correct about the saw being a 200T. It's one of the things that bugs me about Guilty's videos ever since he got the editor. The editor will see a 201 and call it a 200T instantly. And you don't disrespect the 200. It deserves its respect. So just don't disrespect it. So what does everybody think about this Stalpin Jack? What do you think? I hate the name. I don't like the name. Stalpin? I don't like that. You guys, anybody ever use one of those Stalpin Jacks? It seems like it would be super, super sick if you had like a tree that fell on a house where you needed to keep the log up. That seems sick for that. I think it could be useful in situations. Yeah, I think it could be. Yeah, I mean, Jacob uses it on some of those smaller leaners. It seems to work really good. But he needs, like, someone else needs to name it. That name sucks. Stalpin Jack? I don't like that. I don't like. But I've seen him use it where he needs to keep a log propped up, and it seems like it would be sick for that. But yeah, he ends up using it in the video. Seems pretty cool. Seems useful. Real quick, singular device that you can take, smack into the back, and do your thing, like, and be able to push some pretty good leaners over. I just would have trouble. I probably wouldn't use it much because I'd be worried about where the limitations are for it. Is that right, ground pounder? Sweet. I'll be like, what? Really? I believe he had used it for the trees on the house. Yeah. Yeah, and that seemed awesome for that. They make those jacks. I seen some that they make. They have it at like our family center, like a hardware store that has a steel dealership in it. But they had some in there, and they seem like they would work. They're not totally like that. They're more of a bumper jack kind of style, the way they work. But yeah, that thing seems pretty cool. I think I could find some uses for it, but I think it's outrageously priced, just like everything else. But so yeah, he's using it in that. Turns out, I should probably write down some timestamps. It turns out Jacob Rogers is now 56. He's so famous that he can't even sharpen chain anymore. Yeah. Turns out he is now so famous that he's too good to sharpen chain. So now he just buys it new and pays people to sharpen it. So I wouldn't let that. I wouldn't accept that disrespect. I sharpen my chains. That's why they're my chains. I don't want another man touching my chain. But, I mean, to each their own. I guess you can do what you want. But I don't like it. I don't like it. That's because Isaac always did. That may be it. That may be it, actually. You know what? I'm going with that. I like that. Isaac always did it. Isaac did everything. I like that. So, yeah. Knock it off, Jacob, and just stay up at night like the rest of us when everyone else is sleeping and sharpen your saws. Stop being a sissy. All right? Candy Bones Burgers? What the hell? Dang right, Dad. So in this video, he does end up showing the clips of his parody video that he put out on Instagram. People dislike that guy so much, he put out a little parody video. Joking around, doing like the shark gill, and then, which Bucking calls the shark nipple, which is why I call it the shark nipple. Yeah, he does like the shark gill, and he uses every single trick in the book, and then the tree goes sideways. I commented on the video, this guy's going places. And I got so many, like, replies on my comment that they're like, yeah, to the emergency room. Yeah, nowhere fast. I'm like, damn. People hate enough to comment on comments. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought I really got a kick out of reading the comments and seeing the hate, because I get plenty of it, and I enjoy when other people get it. So, no, no, Brandon. Most people just don't like you. Just in general, I'd say it's like 95 don't. I mean, there's a few of us that tolerate you, um, but that's okay. You know, that's okay. Uh, that's it for Jacob on that one. But then he makes a huge violation here coming up. Huge. So Zach Riggs put out a video. And the video was called "The Crane Did Not Fit." That's how you make a title. Simple, straight facts, straight to the point. So Zach, good guy, but he likes his female chainsaws. The battery saws, he loves them things. I would just like to say that Milwaukee saw that has the 2 batteries is the most ridiculous, stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. I hate it, and it's like, I don't know. It just makes it look all. It looks like you're wearing a diaper or something. Like it's a chainsaw with a diaper on it or something. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's too batteried up. I don't like it. One battery is sucks. Sucks. 2 batteries is double suck. So I'm gonna ticket him for that because I don't like it. Don't use that saw no more. I hate it. It looks dumb. And it sounds just like all the other ones, which is dumb. At one point in the video, though, you know, he uses a real man's chainsaw. When it comes time to cut the actual make the difficult cuts, cut the big wood, the female, so you give it back, and you're like, give me a boy saw. And so then he gets a real saw, starts doing the real cuts with the big trunk wood and stuff. At one point, he ends up getting like a bit of a time crunch for the second tree, and so in the second tree, he uses a real chainsaw. Is that because the batteries were dull, or he couldn't accessorize his outfit to match the Milwaukee saw? Who knows? Who knows? But he used a real chainsaw for the second tree. They end up cutting these people's porch, I think, to get the crane to fit in there, which was pretty entertaining. But crane jobs are stupid, and they're boring to watch. And this one was okay, but like compared to normally when I watch this stuff, I like it. It's kind of a little sucky. Crane jobs are just boring. I'm sorry, just my opinion. I think that's what I feel like. I don't like them. There's a fender in blue. Yeah. So, also, well, no, that's it for him. That's it for Zach. He ends up finishing the job up. I think he ends up doing kind of an abrupt ending where he had to cut some wood or load some wood or something like that. But Zach just seems like a hardworking dude. But I mean, you can't blame him for liking what he likes. He likes those weird chainsaws for women. The ones that take the batteries. But he can do whatever he wants. He didn't charge the blade. You mean it's the blade? It's the blade. Making the chain run low on the magnetic energy of the clutch. Everything there you said is all straight facts. 100%. It's just you called it a bar, and it's actually called a blade. That's what on chainsaws they have blades. So Alright, next channel. Lumber Joe. You know, the video was called "The Climb Was So Tough That I Called It Before Something Really Bad Happened." There's no hashtags. See, Dano knows about the blade. Bad for you. Come on, don't. Dude, you're. It's not a bar, dude. It's a blade. I apologize. See, Rad Dad knows. Okay, so Lumber Joe, he used to put hashtags and shit into the title. That's lame. Don't do that. No one likes that. He used to make 6 titles. No one likes that. That's against the rules. That's lame. This is the first time I think I've read one of his titles, and he's not getting a citation. So. Right on, right there. So, this dude, they constantly hashtag arborist, hashtag tree surgeon, hashtag. They label themselves as experts on the regular. So, when you make bonehead decisions and do stupid shit, and you like to think of yourself as on this pedestal, when in all actuality you're way down here, not because of skill, but because of the way you do some things. No hard hat. A dude who's an arborist is not dumb enough to go do tree work without a hard hat. Anyone that's done this long enough isn't an idiot and goes and does it without a hard hat. What it is you're lazy and you don't. You get a ticket. You're lazy. You're breaking the rules. Put a hard hat on your damn head. You're a goofball. If for nothing else, I would see him maybe he would wear one so that he could have a spot to put a camera. But that would be the only reason. This is the same guy. I got one of them things in there. I thought I had. Damn, I don't. So this dude, he's got a speedline strap, okay? So we're gonna pretend like that's what this is. It's a speedline strap right here. Okay, this loop. Forget all this other stuff. Don't look at it. So he's got a gold carabiner clip on it, and what he does, puts his chainsaw around his neck, and he's got a clip. He looks like this. Pretend like my head's real fat, and it doesn't have a hard hat on it, so you can get a good visual. So he's like this, and so he does the cuts. And let's say you're probably thinking, well, he probably has a very little carabiner, something that would break if it was to get caught. No, it looks like he's got like a steel carabiner. It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Just because you've done something wrong for a billion years doesn't mean you can't do it right now. This is absolutely stupid. To wrap your chainsaw lanyard, which is a speedline strap for him, around your neck, and then make cuts with it. Eventually that saw is going to get stuck in a cut, and it's, I don't even want to say it, like I feel like I'll speak it into existence. Stop being stupid. It's too easy to get a damn chainsaw lanyard and hook it to your saddle. There's a reason these things are designed to be breakaway. You want to know why? You want to know why some of these things are like even this thing here, there's the strap, one of those. So this little thing is breakaway. All that stuff in there, it's designed to break away in case of an accident or a hard fall. If your saw gets stuck in the cut, your goofy, girly Milwaukee battery-powered M18, the Mrs. 18, I think is what it's actually, the full name of it, the Mrs. 18. So, if it gets stuck in the cut, it's ripping your damn head off. Come on, man. That's a lack, 100% ground pounder, an absolute lack of common sense. Yeah, I mean, dude, you could cut your chainsaw lanyard, yeah. But what are you gonna start taking your handsaw and swiping at your neck? Think about it. Like, he's got it around his damn neck. Like, worst case scenario, it's stuck. He's just gonna start swiping at his neck with a... This is crazy. I'm ticketing him again for me looking stupid when I was talking about it. You get another ticket. This is dumb, man. This is dumb. We shouldn't even have to talk about this. The first time you looked at someone else doing tree work and you realized they don't hang their chainsaw from their neck, you should try that, okay? It's Ms. 18 after, yeah, facts, after the divorce, and she got half his, yeah, facts. My bad. Straight to prison. Yeah, what's up, Nicholas? Yeah, it's stupid. So he's more focused about talking about his butt puckering. I don't want to hear you talk about this. I don't want to know nothing about your butt and what it does. But he's like, I'm up here at 60 foot and this is butt puckering. Bubba, if you get this is weird. I'm sus behavior. I don't like saying this, but I have to do it. I'm up here at 60 foot and it's very butt puckering. I don't like that. But he's like, that's okay because it's a toilet paper tree. I don't know what that means either. He's very scared. I'm just telling you, you don't come off like a guy that has all the experience that you say you have. If you have all these years of experience, getting at 60 foot, you start shaking and getting nervous and making kind of goofy. I don't know, but like half the video is him moaning and grunting and shit the whole time. You can hear he sounds like he's starting to get super nervous. And I'm like, what the fuck is he breathing like that for? He is so nervous. He is Lumberjoe. So, the guy who hangs his chainsaw around his neck, he wears it like a necklace. So you don't know why I didn't even think about it. Son of a bitch, it all makes sense now. He wears it because that's a girl saw. He's got the Milwaukee 18. It's the battery powered. It's a girl saw. So he wears it like a necklace because of that. That's got to be it. Yeah, well, you're missing out, man. Yeah, you're really missing out. They're like a tag team, which is awesome. I don't like that either. That's kind of sucks. But there's a kind of a younger tech nerdier dude whose name is Lancer. He wears a skateboard helmet when he climbs, which is, I think, sick. I hated on it for a long time, but that's only because I was jealous and I thought it was cool. But he likes Neotech chainsaws and skateboard helmets. But Lancer is trying to learn how to do tree work, and Lumberjoe is the experienced guy with all the knowledge, is teaching Lancer how to be a real tree guy, because Lumberjoe's already a real tree guy, but he gets super butt puckered at 60 foot. He wears his chainsaw around his neck like a purse. Oh my God. He does. He wears it around like that, doesn't he? Jesus Christ. I'm going to start calling my That's what I'm gonna do. This one's the GB axe, so I ain't doing it to this one. This is Greg Brown axe. He sent me this years and years and years ago. Got like dog fur or something like that. I've never sharpened it. I've never broke the handle. It still says GB Tree Service. But I'm gonna call my other axe. I'm gonna call it my purse. That way, when I'm at job sites and I have my earphones on, I'm gonna holler for Jake and be like, "Jake, can you grab me a wedge and grab my purse?" That way, when people are listening, it just draws like, "What the hell did that guy say? Did he say grab his purse?" Kennesaw tomorrow. Dang. I like mine though. What up, DJ? Dude, you gotta have a sheath for the blade. It's my purse. I don't know you 100%. And I just want to holler and be like, "Hey, will you go grab my purse so I can beat on this thing?" Yeah, that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna call that. If you ever hear me talking about my purse, it's my axe. And I just feel like it's gonna make for some funny situations at times, especially when people were being nosy, like watching or yeah. So yeah, Lumber Joe, he's different. He's different, but he's like moaning and grunting. He sounds real nervous up there. The dude hooks up a carabiner wrong every time he does it. So if you're gonna drop your weight and you put it around, okay? This was the carabiner. If you go to clip it on here and you're gonna pull your weight down into it here, the gate should be up. You want the rope going across the spine. He hooks it onto the gate every single time he ever uses one. Every single time. What up? What up, Tree Mugs? Yeah, he's really, really bad about hooking his shit up with the carabiner gate down. He rigged with it the whole time. So it's just really hard for me to believe that he has all this crazy amount of experience when he wears his chainsaw like he wears his purse. I like that, Dano. I'm taking it, Dan. That was my idea. I made that up. Okay? You guys all seen it, right? So he wears his chainsaw like his purse. He's got a big old watermelon head, and he don't wear a hard hat, which is lame as hell. And he hooks up his carabiner onto the gate nonstop. That's just in this like 15-minute video. He makes tons of just rookie mistakes. So it's really, really, really hard for me to believe that he has all this experience that he likes to tell people that he has. He seems to work with very inexperienced people. So if you're going to work with people that have no experience, if you have this much experience, you're the lead dude. Yeah, you're the man. You're the man. This much experience is more than this much. Right? So he gets to be the man. So he'll like, yeah, have that kid come help us, or that 90-year-old banker. Like, I don't know. %, Patrick. I like that. That's just bad for. Let's say it doesn't break. It's bad for. I like that. I like that a lot. It's just it's stupid bad practices. Like even if a gate was to have a failure, if you're using the spine, it may hold you until you get up there. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Then so he's wearing his chainsaw like a purse around his neck. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. All the other stuff, I've said it 4 times. Then, okay. We're not renaming shit, okay? We're not doing this. Like, things have names. Learn them and stop being this yahoo that's like, I call it this. I call it this. I hate it so much. You're lazy to the point that you can't go learn the real. That would be like if you just seen people and you just called them whatever you wanted. You didn't call them by their name. You didn't respect them at all. So he does what I. This one, there's certain ones that I would say, I guess, who knows what the actual term is, but I call it a snap cut. I've heard some people call it a step cut. Shark Rigger 9000. So some people, I've heard them call it a bypass cut, a step cut, a snap cut. Kevin Ham likes to call it a drop cut, which he's always just, and he'll angle it a little bit, and then he's like, I made something new up, and I'm like, I don't really think you did, but I guess if you, everything he does is a drop cut. I'm gonna do a drop cut. I'm gonna tell you something. Every time I cut something, it's a drop cut too, because it drops, it goes down, and that's because of gravity. So I don't understand Kevin Ham's way of doing it, where he calls it a drop cut. Whatever. This dude called it a pop cut. Nope. That's the zestiest way you could have named it. I don't like that at all. A pop cut? This is the same guy talking about his butt puckering. Like, I don't know. I don't like any of this. This guy needs to get his life together. There's some things that he really needs to fix. Don't talk about your butt and what it does. I don't want to know that. The chainsaw purse, I don't like that. And there's other stuff. Fix this shit. I don't like none of this, and it's not a damn pop cut. Okay? Bob's cut, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I think some people thought I was dead serious. Oh my God. Okay. Where am I at? I gotta. Okay. We're on this topic. I want to do real quick. I want to shout out ZD Climber. He does pretty good videos. I like his channel. He seems to be a hard-working dude. He's not trying to like reinvent the wheel every time he does a video or do unnecessary cringy YouTube shit. But he put out a video called Crispy Pine Takedown next to a carport and lake. So that's ZD Climber. If you like climbing videos and tree work, like that's what he does over there. So go check him out. So, okay. We're talking about naming shit different, right? Alright? I made a parody video where I showed a notch, and I called it That Hinge. I called that hinge. I was doing that to make fun. I like to make fun. That's fun. That's fun for me. Maybe it's not fun for the person I make fun of, but it's fun when you see me make fun of other people. So you just got to be able to take it when you say, Daniel Murphy, this dude, watched my video, sent me a damn screenshot of my own video, and a text message that said, where'd you learn that from? Listen, numbnuts, not from you. I ain't tell you he tried to big dog me. I know he's the Murph. Alright? I've established, we know, you're the Murph. But you don't text the sheriff and tell him that he stole an idea. I ain't steal nothing from you. Listen, if I'm trying to figure out how to get my hair to go gray, how to grow my hair out, or how to wear Crocs on a job site, I will check your channel out. Don't you ever message me and act like I took an idea from you. This went on for days. This went on for days. where he says, when did you start using it? When did you first show it? When did you? I did it 14. Get the fuck. Okay, if you did it, I'm gonna let it all out now. So he says 14 years ago he did it, where you make the back strap on the notch, you make it wider. He said he started doing it so that he could easily or make it easier to line his cuts up. Well, I don't have problems lining my cuts up. I use it because I want the hinge to fold easier and have a much easier time flexing and holding at a time. So I use it on brittle trees where the wood's are more brittle, dead stuff, to try to get a little bit of that hinge to work a little easier. I'll widen the backstrap. The reason I started doing it is because I noticed Jerry Beranek start to where they used the box notches, where it was just a really wide backstrap on it, and it would hold the fiber. It seemed like way easier. So I was like, that would probably work when it comes to deadwood and like really brittle trees. It would probably hold a little better if it's wider there, and it doesn't cause so much compression and like as at a sharp angle there. So you make that wider, that allows that whole thing to flex and kind of bend and pull fiber much better. That's why I started using it. Daniel said he used it because he needed to be able to like line his cuts up. So we may be doing two different things. I don't have no trouble lining my cuts up. So yeah. He's going to message me again, and I'm going to be in trouble. But it is what it is, okay? He tried to big dog me. You don't try to big dog me, okay? I don't like that. So. Yeah. And that's where I started to see it from. Like, I noticed, I just start to see things like that, and I'm like, why would you do that? Is that easier to make? Well, no, it's not an easier notch to make, I don't think. So there's got to be a reason for it. That's just kind of the way my brain works. So then I want to know why. Like, why? And then I started to find a reason that it would be useful in the brittle woods and dead trees and stuff like that, where they usually break off, or that really acute angle will smash, and it's not really pulling fiber, it's just gravity's taking over. So and I started to see a difference in like the fibers that would pull on a hinge with that too. So I was like, oh, so I don't know how long I've been doing that. It's been a while, but Murph just randomly woke up and was like, where'd you learn this from? And I know what he wanted me to be. Like, listen, Murph dog, I learned it from you. That's what he wanted me to say. I ain't saying that. You don't big dog me, Murph. Alright? I acknowledge I'm a Murpher. Alright? 100%. I'm a Murpher. Alright? But you don't big dog me. Okay? Oh, okay. Now back to what I was doing. I had to get that out. Okay. Veterans Tree Service. We got one here. Tree cracked in half. So, the tree cracked after the cable was installed. It was either the cable was too loose. This is just my opinion. If you install a cable to prevent something from cracking, and it cracked, did it do its job because it kept it from failing? Or did it crack because there's so many variables? Or did it crack because it was placed in the wrong spot? Or it was too loose? That's where I started the argument at the beginning, because this is my favorite part about all this. All those variables dictate what your argument is. And there was a very aggressive, like, stance that I purposely took right at the very beginning, just to be the dick, the troll that's in the comment sections, that causes that aggravation. But at the same time, a lot of that stuff is fact. There's only so many different options there. So, was the synthetic cable placed wrong? Was it in the wrong place up in the tree? Was it not high enough? Was it too loose and allowed too much movement? Or was it perfect to the point that the tree cracked but it didn't fail? No one knows. No one really truly knows. So, to cover all bases, Tim then went back and decided, I'm going to add an additional cable at a different point, bring the crack back and bolt the tree, which I feel like he covered all bases. At that point, you're doing everything that you can do to put all of it in your favor. That's what all this is. All the cabling and the preventive stuff that you do is no guarantee. But it can put things in your favor. The crazy storm comes rolling in and cracks this tree. They've got cables in that thing. And that may keep it off of the house. Awesome. So he ends up bolting, which is something you don't get to see a whole lot of on YouTube, where a crack goes down from a main union, which a lot of maples have that low-lying V syndrome. Their trunk isn't prominent enough and tall enough that it can support the stress that goes on with the excessive big canopy, and so there's a union really quick. So that ends up being a weak point. You've got so much above this and leverage of that little stump or little trunk isn't enough to support. So that's where you end up having the failure there. So he brings it back together. I think they bolted it first and then slap a cable. Now, I think he did everything he could really do there. I'm not a fan of the synthetic cable. Now, when I said that at the beginning of the video, I was 100% being truthful. I am not a fan of that stuff. I just look at it as what's a better long-term process, and I think cabling it and then putting in the rods and drilling is better. That's what I have all my experience with, and that's what I've done. I don't like that I see people go back and the synthetic stuff's all chewed up from squirrels and shit, and I don't like the way it's connected. But that's maybe a preference thing. I prefer the cable, the actual cabling, and I prefer to drill. So Tim drills through on the trunk right below right where the crack's at, and starts to crack into the main stem. So he drills through, puts bolts, puts washers. Basically, I mean, look at his cabling work. Yeah. Always showing his new trees. You don't even use cable. Yeah. So I think if it was something I would have done different, the only thing is maybe I'd have used, sometimes I prefer to use a little bit of a bigger, of a washer. But that's a preference thing. I've never had one pull through or pull out. And I have used about the same size that Tim used. But I usually go with a little bit of a little over, a little more girthy, like a bit bigger. And a lot of times I've used square washers, which I don't even know if you can get them anymore. I used to have a bunch of them, so I use them. And my thought process on it is, a square washer, you're drilling a round hole. It'll be much harder for that square to get ripped through that hole than it would for a circular round washer to get ripped through it. But like I said, I've never had one fail, so I'm not saying that the washers he ended up using aren't good enough. They probably are. And the smaller it is, the quicker it can heal around it. So who's right, who's wrong? Who knows? I just like to argue, okay? I don't need my reputation. I didn't tell people. What else did I have? Oh, basically, also, I didn't like how you didn't give me all the credit in the video. I want some credit. You called the boss, and you're like, hey, boss, what would you do? You got any experience with this? And I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm old as shit. I got all the experience. And he didn't give me a shout out or nothing. So I don't like that. Next time, better give me a shout out. But yeah, all in all, the cabling looked good. The bolting, I think he covered all bases. I think he did. He did everything that you could do. So, I mean, he put 3 bolts. I probably would have only done 2. So he even did a little extra. But, and you said 12 on that. You should have made that 100%. It was well worth it. Your time, your effort, your knowledge. You should be paid for every single bit of it. But I think that's all I got. He put out another video. We'll get to it. Next channel. Okay. All Trees and All Seasons. He puts out a video called Secret Weapon for Climbing Big Trees. So that follows the rules. That's a sentence. It's a good title. Thing that blows up like stuff, and I had it connected and it leaks a little bit. I should have disconnected that a while back, but yeah. But I didn't jump as high that time. I'm not putting timestamps. He can suck it. He can, all that time he saved not sharpening chainsaws, he can search the video. So All Trees, All Seasons puts out this video, Secret Weapon for Climbing Big Trees, and he shows this little device thing. And I'm like, okay, he's going to show something cool. This was bullshit. This bullshit. I don't like this. It's just a pruning video where he does end weight and he uses a girl saw. I don't like that either. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, in my purse, will you grab some of that synthetic cabling? Turns out it was in there. Think about it. So we get, what up, Limb Reaper? He uses synthetic cabling too. It just doesn't, I don't like it. I don't like it. He did use some sleeves that he put his shit through, but I still don't like it. He didn't tape the ends where he took it off the thimble. It's all frayed and looking crazy, which is kind of a weird decision to make because it's going to make it difficult to like visually inspect it. Is that a spot when you're looking at it from the ground? Is that a spot where it's been chewed on, it's about to break? Or is that just the spot that you didn't tape and left it looking like shit. So I would say next time it would be helpful, probably to you even, if you taped a big fray so it's not sitting up there blowing in the wind. I don't know. It's all up there peacocking and shit. I don't like it. Should have taped it. And then this is clickbait. This is clickbait. What's the secret weapon? He didn't show me no secret weapon. Didn't he? Talked about a redirect that he learned from some dude in Michigan called the Bear's Butthole or something like that. I don't even know what it was called, but it was something like that. Yeah, I don't. You lied. I don't like that. I don't like that. You never showed me nothing, but no secret or nothing. So fix that shit. I don't like any of it. Yeah, I just think it's so easy to put up. I feel like that's where everybody got into it because it goes against the rules of going around the tree. You're wrapping it around the tree. I would like more if I seen guys put bolts and then use that shit in the middle. Because it's like, okay, so you're using a synthetic, that'll keep it from rusting. But what happened to not wrapping around the trees? When do we start doing this again? Because over time, it is friction. It will continuously rub. It's gonna cut into the bark. Like, I don't know. Next channel, Dano Tree Works. Dano put out a video called Limb Walkout with electric saw I bought from VTS the other night. So, I did all the research. I checked into all of this. It's all facts. Because you got to think about it. This is a girl selling a female chainsaw. So Dano bought it from Tim. It all checks out. The title's facts. It just is what it is. I mean, I checked it. I said, is he lying? And then I was like, no, it's all right. So I was like, it's good. So Dano, go watch that video. You'll see. Next channel is Rion Rounds. He put out a video called Crane Job plus Tree on a Garage equals one crazy day. Nope. This ain't math class. What are you doing an addition problem for? I don't like this. Make a real title. And then afterwards is the exclamation point. T-shirts are here. Ugh. I don't like that. He went from being like just a tree guy to now he's a YouTuber 100%, to where he's like, what's up, YouTube? Cringe. But okay, dude, do your thing. Sam is a fucking hell of a climber. That dude is so good. Rion, pretty sure he's probably still just as good at climbing, but he's a damn good operator. But a complete idiot. I'm writing tickets for a guy with all this knowledge, and I know he's not a complete fool. What the hell are you falling trees for in a ball cap? Like, I know you're the owner, operator, blah, 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 but how about you set an example that you want other people to follow? I just don't get it. Just because you sit like a fat cat inside of a machine all day long doesn't mean when you go out to fall a tree, you shouldn't then put a damn hard hat on your head. You know, you're not too cool to wear a hard hat. So I don't like that. That was lame as hell. And I just didn't, it shocked me. I'm like, what is going on here? Next channel is August Honeyke. The video is called Flopping Trees Whole. Oh, that's a weird title, but okay. I feel like I watched this video already a month ago. I'm dead serious. I think I watched this. I think you put this same video out a month ago where the kid was like interviewing him. I swear I already watched this. So I watched about half of it. Then I put it on 2x speed and rushed through it. And I think I watched this already. So don't do that. Don't put it out 2 times. Next channel, Veterans Tree Service, put out another video. And it was called, Here's Why the Best Tree Removal Experts Are Problem Solvers. And, okay. Yeah, it works. It works. I figure probably his research on this was just watching my library of videos nonstop. And he was like, this guy is a straight problem solver. And then he was like, this is where it's probably where his title comes from. Starts the video out and he's trying to figure out what he's supposed to call his, or no, this guy. He's trying to figure out what his target audience is. Femboys. That's what it is. Your target audience is femboys. Okay? That's the demographic you're after. That's what you're trying to get. You go get them. Okay? With all these battery things and this, you know. So, who cares about your target audience? I think you should make the videos you like making, and whoever likes them, likes them. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. But I don't understand the YouTube game. That's why you make decent money at it, and I make nothing. But I'm cooler than you. So, I mean, do you want to make money at YouTube, or you want to be cool? That's the predicament you'll find yourself in. You could be a YouTuber, or you can be cool. But it's rare that you get to be both, dude. You just the way things work. So I don't care about your target audience. Your target audience is people that have a tramp stamp. That's what that's what you're probably shooting for. That echo sounds like shit. I don't like it. Fix that damn saw. It sounds like shit. Is that a Ripsaw? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Is that a Ripsaw? Because it sounds like a shit saw. It sounds like it's throwing up the whole time as you're running it. It sounds like if a chainsaw could gag, that's what it would sound like. It's not good, dude. It's not good. Something needs to be done with that chainsaw. Fix it. That saw is, I figured the way I would put it off on Ripsaw. It's a shit saw. That's okay. I knew it was one of the two. At one point, he stops. He starts talking about how many views people get. He's pocket watching everyone's views. And he's like, this guy is trying to figure out what he's supposed to call them. Bitches. That's what you call them. That's what you call them. You're like, what's up, bitches? Do something like that. That's cool. Not YouTube. You don't call, they're not YouTube anyway. And this is what people don't understand. Those people that get on it's like, what's up, YouTube? YouTube is the app. The people watching are your viewers. You were right when you were like, what does Mike call the viewers? Nerds or something. I like that. That's cool. I have my deputies, a few of you guys that I like, everybody else, bitches. Okay? That's what I'm calling from now on. I say, what's up, bitches? Probably not going to be able to monetize anything, but it'll be fun. So, you don't need to have a name for them. Call them the viewer. You can't call them the subscriber because most of us are insecure. We're going to watch and we're not going to subscribe or like. Alright? So know that. When you're insecure, you can't subscribe and it's really hard to like. I definitely can't share anything. Just so you know. Can't do that at all. Calling the viewer YouTube is cringe. So if you're trying to cringe out, get on there and say, what's up, YouTube? So today, YouTube, you just had a conversation with an app. Okay? And unless it's ChatGPT, you shouldn't be doing this. It's all simple. This is all simple stuff, common sense. Tim also wants he's wondering why everybody's sleeping on the 500i with a 20-inch bar. Well, everyone's sleeping on it because we climb real trees, not little baby little stick trees. We need more bar than 20 inches. Okay? You got a little 20-incher that does your stuff, but you got the little baby trees. Everybody else got big trees. Need big blade. Bad for you. Facts. Facts. See? We're getting shit. We're fixing this shit on YouTube. Everything has gotten out of control. We're going to get it lined up. It's going to work. Everything's going to be good eventually. It's going to take some hard work on my part. You guys help me. Tim, maybe one day you'll climb a big tree. You're coming to Missouri. You'll see a big tree when you get here. I mean, right? Climb it so you can get you some. You know? That way you can see what it's like to be in a real tree. Not those little sticks that you climb, you know, and fart around in. Okay, next channel. But you'll go check Tim out. He's alright. Oasis Tree. 2 maple tree transformations. First trims of the trimming season. Nope. That's 2 titles. Someone don't know how to count. Brother, you get 1 sentence. A title is, that's why it doesn't say titles. Because you're supposed to make a singular 1 title. Not 2, not 3, not 4. 1. This guy's got 2. Starts off completely on the wrong foot. And then it gets worse. Then it's fraud. This is absolute fraud. Don't you start including me in your genderfied femboy decisions. He went and got him a pink this and a pink that, and his wife told him to do this, and he's going to paint his fingernails, all kinds of stuff. I don't like it. You try to say I like this, I don't like that. I don't like none of that. Don't do that. Now, this is the way it works. Pink, you get away with. If it's for breast cancer awareness, I back that. If it's not, I don't know. I don't think I do. I don't think I like it. I don't think you should. I just don't like it. Then, another ticket. This one is straight to jail. Brother, this is attempted murder. I mean, what are you doing? Spiking the shit out of this prune. You're doing a video. You tried your best to make sure that you didn't show your spikes in the video, but at one point you actually talked about them. If you're pruning a tree, you don't wear spikes. That's a noob decision. That's a rookie decision. So, the trees weren't huge. They looked to be maybe maple trees or something. And the mid-size, I'd say 30-ish foot or so, maybe less. Right around on the average, maybe 30 foot, I would think. These were perfect trees for you to get practice and learn how to climb spikeless. The way you're supposed to do a pruning job. So, instead, I'm telling you, guys that are really good at doing spikeless prunes have very, very, very good skills at work positioning. They become very skilled. It forces you to think a move or so ahead. So, just because you watch somebody on the West Coast and they have these fir trees that have this ridiculous, and they can get away with spiking some of that stuff and it doesn't get into the cambium layer, it gets different when you start talking about maple trees with very, very thin bark and you're stabbing your spikes into it. Let's say you just did an infected tree. You didn't disinfect your spikes. I don't know if it could pass anything. I just know it ain't good. But if you're gonna do, if you want to be respected, you should do respectful things. Why record and upload yourself doing it the wrong way? Like you just didn't, maybe you don't put a video out this week. That's okay. You don't have to put a video out nonstop. It is okay. The world and YouTube will go on if you don't put a video out. So like if you're doing something that's not right and like it's against the rules, I wouldn't upload it. I wouldn't post it. I probably wouldn't record it. But like that's where you have your own standards. Your standards are yours. So if you think it's okay, right on. I'm telling you, as a guy that has done this for a very long time, that's a hard way to gain respect when you're cheating, basically. Like you want all these other guys to respect it, all you can do it the right way. That's just my opinion. Some other guys are going to tell you it's okay to spike the shit out of it. I don't agree. I don't care what anybody says. I'm also going to tell you it is 10 times harder to access things without spikes. That's why guys don't want to do it. They start to weigh out, is it worth my effort and time to do it right, or just wear my spikes and take the risk in damaging or hurting the tree? Well, this takes a lot of effort, and this makes it easy on me. I'm doing this. Just my opinion. So, next channel is Ground Pounder. He put out a tree work live video where he removed a tree and they did some rigging with Dano. So go check that out. Lumber Joe put out another video, and the title was too long, so I didn't even write it down. I don't care. He went to Ace Hardware and they taught him something about tree work. That should be illegal in itself. Guilty of Treason put out another video where this is where he started breaking all over. This is boring shit. I have never had to grind this many stumps before, is what the video was called. That's a good title. This may be the biggest like stump grinding video on YouTube, which makes it super sucky. Stump grinding videos suck. At one point, okay, he said he needed a tool. Okay? You headed out, Ground Pounder? Whoever's headed out, thanks for hanging out. I know I'm running long. I'm trying to rush through. So, he asked for a tool. And the tool that he used, I call a Matic. But he called it a Pulaski? No, Brandon. Like, Mike used to prune this, but yeah, before I knew that, like, that would be before probably I got a cell phone and found out that you're not supposed to. I did a lot of things that I probably wasn't supposed to. I don't think that it's wrong to wear spikes on if you're removing a section. So I've done that many, many times. If I'm removing a large section of a tree and it's not being removed, I will use my spikes on that section for work positioning. If it's being removed, I'm gonna spike the shit out of it. I don't really care. Like, that doesn't do anything. So, but yeah, I spent many years, you know, I outdate probably the rule of not wearing spikes on pruning. So, I mean, that's just my life. I can't help it. Not my last video. Not my last videos. Yeah. Stump grinding videos are they're rough to watch. But what does everybody call? Do you call a Matic? They call it a Pulaski's? Firefighters call them Pulaski's? Really? I've never heard that before in my life. I've always heard it called a Matic. It's the, like, axe head, and then the axe head turns this way where it's a pick. Kinda. We always called him a Matic. So he threw me off when he said that. I was like, I've never heard it called that, so weird. Right on. Well, I learned something because I've never heard it called that before. But Jacob did a shitload of stump grinding in this video. I think he ended up doing 30 to 40 stumps. Um, but he goes to grab his blower. He's gonna have Big Flav like blow around the stumps, and he starts complaining about the Husqvarna blower. He says it falls apart every time they use it. But like all Husky like products, he says it blows hard. So that sounds like facts to me. Like if you ask me what I think about Husky products, I think they blow hard. They blow hard. Okay, so that all checks out if you ask me. But yeah, he don't like the blower or something. I don't know. Then Jake started talking about he's gonna blow a tree off. I don't like that. He says, have you ever thought, this is the YouTuber coming out at him. He's like, what if we took a blower and blew, this sounds so dumb. I don't like saying it. If we blew the tree off until it fell over. From exhaustion? Or are you using your mouth? What are we doing here? I don't even know. I don't like any of this. But he started asking Big Flav. He says he's thought about taking a blower and blowing a tree off or blowing it. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And at one point, at about the 17-minute mark, I fell asleep. Don't tell him. I fell asleep while I was watching. Straight to sleep. Snored out. Woke up. Heard him say, I just grinded 30 to 40 big stumps for $6,000. And I was like, what the hell did I miss? You guys tell me. There's a few of them stumps Jacob did that I would have priced at like 700 to 800 per stump. Like I think the one on the very front where it was may have even been like there was one that was shoots like 1,000. But I am dumbfounded. He grinded all these stumps for like $125 a piece. He did 30 to 40 stumps for $6,000. I think he should make the price of livings must be higher. It has to be higher there. In my area, that was $8,000 to $10,000 worth of stump grinding. You headed out, Tim? I'll catch you later, brother. I'll catch up on the live feed. Maybe start it tonight. I'll finish it tomorrow. But softwood is easy to grind over here. Yeah, but I mean, still, that machine is stupid expensive. Like, think of it this way. If that man that owns that home was to have to go rent a stump grinder, he would go they would rent him like that little Toro, and he would pay $400 a day to have that stump grinder. He would maybe grind out 2 to 3, I feel like. Just because you have a machine that dominates and does its job super good doesn't mean you don't deserve adequate pay for it. I think Jacob sold himself horribly short here. It should have been probably $8,000 at a minimum. I think he left a couple $1,000s on the table. Some of them stumps were enormous. There were so many of them. And with that rental of a stump grinder and all that, that excludes the actual part of doing the work and being out there operating it and troubleshooting and like accessing and like it bummed me out to see like you also should be taking that like this day that these 2 days, this took him 2 days, these 2 days that I spent grinding stumps, what could I have made doing tree work? And like it has to pay. I just feel like, I'm not saying he got absolutely ripped off and screwed. I just feel like he left a good little chunk on the table. But, maybe it's different in my area. So, over in his area, there is also a ton of... Yeah, I know. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. To ruin a set of teeth on them things. Yeah, 100%. Your cheap ass probably would think that, Brendan. You're crazy. Well, I hope you get all the stump grinding jobs, brother. I hope that you get them all. Um, I've thought, I don't know. I don't know. You just, if you don't know your worth, yeah, you can. And I think this one, Jacob is new to the stump grinding. Especially, that was an abnormal job. I would have thought if they were going to do all that, they would take an excavator and rip them things out of the ground. Like, it probably would have been. That's what, when they say they logged all of it and did all this, it would probably be cheaper for you to hire a guy with an excavator to show up and rip all them things out of the ground than it would be to pay me to grind them stumps. I'm not sitting there grinding stumps all day long and not make no money. I don't give a damn. Like, I rented a Home Depot grinder before and grinds 10 stumps in 2 hours. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds like you're telling the truth. I actually enjoy them. Exactly. Exactly. You're going to be sitting there like, I get being in his position where this thing needs to make money. This should make money, but I'm telling you, in my area, sometimes the stump costs more than the tree removal. There are guys that their entire business is stumps. They charge by the foot. And, I mean, if you don't like the price, go get you a grinder and try it out. Go rent you a grinder and try it out. And then when you bust the windows out of your house because you didn't know that it slings rocks, if the machine flips on you, or you guys sit out there and you don't know how to work the machine and it takes you twice as long and it ends up being $800 because you had to rent it 2 days to do the stumps when the other guy just wanted 7, and then you wouldn't have to do any work. It is what it is. Like, I think everybody should get a taste of it. Go get you some, especially every one of them people that thinks your price isn't worth it. You should do it cheaper. I'm not crying and begging to keep the lights on. I've been in those positions, and that's where I'll do it for that. Yeah, sure. But I'm not. And it's like, because of that, you deserve your worth. When you go to McDonald's or you go to the grocery store and you go pay for your groceries, they give you a discount at the end. I mean, I don't have a food stamp card I can pull out and just use where I get free food. Like, I don't get super good discounts. I get charged every time I buy something. It's never cheaper. It always costs more every single time. And the customers you run into that think, well, last time you only charged me like $400. Why is it $6 this time? Well, that was 5 years ago. Like, things went up. Sorry. If you don't like it, argue with the government and make them bring all the prices down. I don't know. But at the same time, the beauty in doing this kind of work and running your own thing and you get to make that decision. There are times that I will do things I'll do things for nothing. Like, you want that stump ground? If you're a buddy, you pay for the grinder, I'll come over and grind it out for you. You get to do that kind of stuff. And that's the beauty of it, so. Oh, now the story's done changed, Brandon. Now you got a guy who grinds your stumps. What happened to being, Home Depot Harry over here? I thought you rent it and grind 50 stumps in 2 minutes. I tried one of them little goofy ones that's on the little teeter thing before, and those are, oh my god, those things suck. Fun for a day, but yeah, exactly. It's not fun. I found out Jake, my ground guy, is good at video games. I said, you're doing the stump grinding from now on. Because, like, yeah, it's no major physical exertion that gets put in, like, put out to do, but it is a skill. It's a skill. So, hand-eye coordination, you can be very good at it. So, yeah, and it's a bummer when guys are too cheap and they come in and cut your throat and you know, your overhead. I just know Jacob's overhead's always, it's always going to be more. He's just that guy that went out and bought all the equipment at once and has to make a certain amount to be in the black. Like, or he can make crumbs and be in the red every day. And before you know it, you lose that crane. You lose that stump grinder. You lose that truck. You lose this thing. I think you should be in the black every day. Just fight and claw and do what you got to do. I also don't agree with trying to get rich on a single person either. So I get what you're saying, Brandon. I think it's, some guys are stupid cheap, some guys are stupid expensive. But that's what's the term that I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. That's dependent on what your setup is, you know, and your overhead for the day. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, also you upcharge things so you don't have a product. Like, I seen my buddy Greg Brown. Greg is the man. He's hollering at me. He was showing me something with the ballers. He sent me a message of like a screenshot of some guys from ARB session that asked him what his price is. Do you have a price for that yet, so that we can mark it up and put it on our shelves and start. So they're planning on buying his stuff and upmarking it. Like, just, I guess that's the way some businesses work. Like, I don't know. I've just been used and abused by all these guys that run pretend tree services. And they're like, I'm the boss, and I just need a guy that's got some skill to do the. You just need a guy that's got some skill? No, you don't know how to do anything. You need a guy to make you money. And maybe one day I'll be old and can't do it, and I'll need that same thing. So all you guys out there that are nice guys now, send me your phone number, because I'm getting old and I need all you guys to work and make me some money when I can't do this no more. Okay? Just so you know. Last channel, Ben Warren, I don't know, Warrenuk, Heli Access Tree Removals with Hogan Smith. So this is that dude Ben of the Woods or something like that. Ben, I think it's Ben of the Woods. And it's Hogan, which is Buckin's boy. So I was like, oh, cool. I haven't got to see much from him in a long time. I would like to see what he's been up to, see what he's doing. One day I'll be Murphing it? Jesus Christ, don't tell me that. With gray hair and Crocs? Oh my God. At least I'll be cooler on the other side of the pillow. That's all that matters. If you're Murphing it, you're cool as shit. That's facts. So, yeah, Ben put out a video. It's him and Hogan, maybe some other guys that are doing hell logging. Honestly, as I watched the video, I gave Hogan too much credit. I said, Hogan's a real good climber. He doesn't make the mistakes his dad makes. Like, He's advanced himself. He's way better. Like he's surpassed his dad. My dad is was a phenomenal tree climber. But I can only contribute the basics that I learned from my dad. Everything beyond that, I had to teach myself, or I learned from other people. So, same thing I feel like with Hogan. He's became very good, but he still does this weird thing that his dad does with this double-ended buck strap. I hate it. He's climbing the tree and he points out, I don't know if other people do this, but when you use a double-ended buck strap, make sure you're clipped in always. That's good advice. Like, yeah, that's good. But what if there's an emergency? You're climbing trees that are at times maybe 200 foot, 150, and if you was to have an emergency, whether it be medical or an accident that happens with a chainsaw, an animal, whatever it needs to be, if you're just buck strapping your way up, how are you getting down quick in an emergency? You're gonna cut your arm off and then grab your tie-in and put it around and put your prusik on and tie it? No. Like, I just wish people would focus on what if. Everybody treats this like, oh, this is, I don't get it. I get it because I did that. I didn't cover all bases and had a mistake that I'm lucky to be walking and doing what I do now. But I hate the double buck strap thing. Like, it's something special. But at least when Hogan gets up to the top of the tree, he does tie in, then he repels, and he reties in when he's cutting. So maybe that's just a thing that they do on the way up the tree, but accidents don't only happen on the way down. So being prepared in case of an emergency would be good on the way up as it is on the way down. But it's your life. You do your own thing. I guarantee you, if a safety inspector was to be on that job site, if you're simply climbing and never cutting, maybe they have different rules and you could get away with it and it wouldn't be a big deal. But when you start cutting and getting a saw out on your way up, I just think you should have a tie-in point. Just God forbid something was to happen. What if you do everything perfect, but a link in your chain breaks? It whips around and gashes your arm wide open. It'd be nice to be able to get down. So that's all I got for this week, guys. I tried to rush through because I had a shitload of notes there. I don't think I skipped over anything. If I did, it wasn't that crazy important. I left bucking alone because, like I said, I am doing an investigation on bucking and that whole situation with the boots. That video will be, like, I'm going to have fun doing this. But that'll be on the members. I'm going to do a series like that where I review particular videos and channels and make videos solely on that instead of this layout like I do, where there's 10 different YouTube channels or 12 different YouTube channels in a single night. I'll focus on a singular one and that'll be the video. So probably a little easier to keep up with, and plus I'll have all the visuals. We'll use their footage, all the good stuff. And I don't have to hold back at all because it's on memberships. I can be how I want to be. So. What up, Scott? Reaper, you headed out? Hey, thanks for hanging out, brother. I appreciate you. Stay safe. Have a safe work week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. What up, Scott? We're just finishing up here. 2 hours and 20 minutes I rambled. I had a lot of fun aggravating Tim at the beginning. I like that. I knew he was going to respond that way too. That's the way he responds to everything. All right. No. And then because there's a way for any one of those to have a proper argument. Like there's reasons for asking those questions, but certain variables dictate what's what was right, what was wrong. Like I love that kind of shit. It causes so much chaos. Double buckstrap is, I know. Hell yeah, it's like a double title. That's against the law. You get one title. You get one buckstrap. That's why it's called a buckstrap. It's not called buckstraps. I'm going to use my buckstraps. And buckstraps my way up this. No. 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 No, no, no. We're not doing that. I don't think I have anything else. I mean, basically, I've talked for almost 2.5 hours. Everything I said was 100% facts. I'm always right. You guys are so wrong. I'm trying to teach you how to be cool. No one understands how to be cool anymore. Everyone's a cringy YouTuber. So I'm just trying to have some friends that I can be proud of and not be embarrassed when I watch your videos, okay? So get your shit together, YouTube. I'm going to be at TCI. And some of y'all I may have to go hands-on with. This is the law. Follow the rules. Follow the rules. And if you see me at TCI, say howdy. Say hi. Let's take a picture. Let's hug each other. No, let's not do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Actually, don't talk to me either. If you see me, don't talk to me. I don't even want to talk. I'm done with this. This sucks. I hate this. Every time I do this, I swear I should have never started it. This is lame. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to stop by TCI, ISA booth at TCI and tell them this. Dude, I got you. I got you. I'll record it too. So, I'll record a lot of it. So, for anybody who doesn't get a chance to make it at TCI, I will record it. I recorded it 2 years ago. So, there will be a video coming out. And I'll put that on I'll probably put that on just the channel, just for everybody. So, if you can't afford to do the memberships, I get that. I wish everybody could go to the expo. But if you can't go, I got you. I'm going to go. I'm going to record it. I'll come back. I'll edit everything together. And I'll try to make it as if you were able to go. So, ISA, I will be there. I will tell you you suck. I got your back, Low Impact. Stay safe, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe work week. And don't do nothing stupid. Don't embarrass me, okay? I'm already embarrassed enough by these cringy YouTubers. Don't embarrass me. Follow the rules. Stay safe. See you next time.